Well, I have reached the Sawtooth Wilderness boundary. Time to sign in, put a permit on. Well, it is almost 1:30 on Tuesday afternoon, and I have reached Mattingly Creek Trail. This is the junction, and presumably tomorrow we will be going up that divide, following Mattingly Creek up to around 8,500 feet elevation. Jerry and Bev and Scott and Calls and Dave are coming down from those heights you see off in the distance up near Spangle Lake, and they are descending this way presumably as we speak, and we're supposed to meet at this point here. So I'm going to go ahead and take it easy, relax, recline, and if they step on me then, or if they go past me, then they've gone too far. So I'll be here and wait for them hopefully to come show up in an hour or two. Scott and Bev are demonstrating tent disassembly for professionals.
Early in the morning.
Scott and Bev are demonstrating tent disassembly for professionals.
Early in the morning.
It didn't even work the first time when I tried to use it in the morning, but I figured it was just cold. And that'll suck the battery power down real fast.
And
the roses between two thorns.
Here's the group. Calls is taking her leave this morning to go down to Atlanta, and the rest of us are going to continue on up Mattingly Creek.
Woo, bye!
Upward and onward.
Have fun, guys.
Okay.
Bev crosses Mattingly Creek. Scott and I are already across. And Jerry is over there putting his water shoes on.
Am I in the way wrong?
No, you're fine. And now our amphibious frog is crossing the creek. Although I don't quite understand the strategy of water shoes, but he's walking across the rocks to keep his feet dry.
Catching his breath.
Maybe he doesn't want to get his pants legs wet.
He's got a tape on the bottom of his foot.
Oh, okay.
Protecting his whiskers.
Crossings like these are where hiking poles really come in handy. Give that little portable guardrail, and we have a successful crossing. This is a look at Mattingly Peak up ahead of us. You can definitely tell it's a part of the Sawtooths. No, you're fine. And now our amphibious frog is crossing the creek. Although I don't quite understand the strategy of water shoes, but he's walking across the rocks to keep his feet dry.
Catching his breath.
Maybe he doesn't want to get his pants legs wet.
He's got a tape on the bottom of his foot.
Oh, okay.
Protecting his whiskers.
Crossings like these are where hiking poles really come in handy. Give that little portable guardrail, and we have a successful crossing. This is a look at Mattingly Peak up ahead of us. You can definitely tell it's a part of the Sawtooths. Well, the trail has kind of broken out into a clearer view of Mattingly Peak, and really see the characteristic saw teeth that gives this place its name. Mattingly Creek is off to our right. We've been following it uphill, and our trail is taking us up to that V somewhere up there, and then we'll be going on around the bend of these mountains that have been, I gotta lift the camera way up here almost into the sun to see these peaks, 9,000 foot peaks that are towering above us here. And we'll be curving around through that V. We'll be curving around and then turning south eventually and doing a double back of the direction that we've been kind of going today as we head into the South Fork Ross drainage on our way to Ross Peak. One more look at Mattingly there.
Low, a bit of vertical. Quite a bit of
What about packs?
Well, the fly is like my
Well, it's got a
full
nice
sock.
big monitor on it.
Nice little waterfall coming down here, still Mattingly Creek. And I think we're going to make a right turn in that notch that goes between the tall mountain in front of us and the one to the right. The trail will bend around that way, and then we'll be turning to the south towards Ross Peak. And Jerry is up ahead, and Scott and Bev, and we're going to try to do a little bushwhacking up over that saddle to see Mattingly Lake, hopefully. Well, this is just incredible. Looking back now towards where we were this morning, been following Mattingly Creek all day. And we're just under the jagged spires of Mattingly Peak. That's Calls flying over us. Guess her ride got to Atlanta. Well, I made it about 2/3 of the way up this climb, and I've decided to turn back. Jerry's already decided to turn back. Scott and Bev are going on, pushing over for the top to get over there and see Mattingly Lake. So this is looking up the drainage of Mattingly Creek from where we're at, way down there, beside the trail. Probably about 500 feet, vertical feet down. The trail is going to continue up this canyon here and then make a bend around and pass over about 8,500, something like that, and then we'll be heading down into the Ross Fork drainage. So sounds like we're going to be making camp over there somewhere in that flat area over there. So I've decided to turn around also, probably about 300 feet short of the top, and just check out this view. It's just incredible up here. I'm gonna make sure I have my footing before I turn the camera around. I'm up fairly close to Mattingly Peak now. And Scott and Bev are on up there, heading, they should be behind that cliff there and heading for the saddle, and then they'll drop down into the lake. So, but as for me, I'm going to turn around at this point.
Do you have places for tents?
Haven't seen any yet.
Over there?
The other bottle's up there too.
Is it full?
No, that's okay.
Oh, I dumped this sweater up because I thought you said that there was a full one up there.
No, I said there was one.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Oh.
Are we gonna pump some water?
Now we don't have to leave before the sun kind of dehydrates our tents, do we?
No hurry.
Bitty, bitty, bitty. One hen, 2 ducks, 3 squawking geese, 4 corpulent porpoises.
Limerick oysters.
Oh, 4 limerick oysters, 5 corpulent
Porpoise.
porpoises.
Right.
I just wanted to say dolphin. 4. Looks like a crystal.
Check out this balancing rock here that Scott just set up.
Or at least until the first big wind.
The first big wind usually does come in.
Well, downhill for a long ways.
Yeah, we should pick up a stream here shortly and follow it forever.
Battle array. Oh, regalia. 7,000 Macedonians in full battle array. Don. Oh, there's who the heck was that?
I'm trying to remember. I think I actually heard him referred to.
Got a little turn here in the trail to go to North Fork Ross Fork Trail. Up this way. And we're hoping Scott and Bev made the same turn.
Well, you get your extra mileage in there, Doug.
Yuck.
You were just enjoying the downhill.
Well, actually, it makes me nervous. We were just talking about how I have to watch the big, the medium size of the rocks because
Yeah.
it's easy to roly-poly on them. So we go that way.
Yeah.
Oops, wrong trail.
I just got through telling Ben. Back away at the signs.
Yeah, Scotty just
go
said,
right.
when we get to the fork, he thought it was in a mile or 2.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, we've arrived at the Ross Fork Alturas Divide. Another ICT marker on the post there. And this definitely qualifies as a Kodak moment, as we get to look down into the Ross Fork drainage and across the way. Somewhere over there is our objective, Ross Peak. Once we summit that, or actually the pass, then we drop down 11 miles to Willow Creek and we'll be done. Piece of cake, right?
Yeah. Rather than
And this is a really cool view here.
linear distance.
See if I can zoom this thing.
Divide up some of the lighting.
Looks like the part of the White Cloud Mountains off there in the distance.
Oh, man.
A little steep section there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Sure was.
Check out this idyllic little swimming hole down here with the waterfalls coming down and the deep pool at the bottom. Only wish I had time to stop and scramble down there and take a plunge. And now we've reached the turn to go into the South Fork of the Ross Fork. A little close-up of the sign here and the Idaho Centennial Trail sign. The middle sign says South Fork, Ross Fork Creek. Entering burned area. Expect hazards such as falling trees and rocks, flooding and gullies. Trails may be impassable. Travel at your own risk. Well, here we go. Looks like we found a little fixer-upper place here along the trail. Some old mining cabins or something. Well, we've come a couple of miles up the South Fork of the Ross Fork Creek, and we're getting close to our destination, Ross Peak up there. Not sure exactly which saddle we go over, because it all looks different from this side from when I looked at it from above, but that's where we'll be heading tomorrow. And I just spotted some tents up ahead in the distance, so looks like Jerry and Bev and Scott have made camp, so I'll catch up with them. Well, we're on the trail a little earlier this morning, on Friday morning. You can see Jerry up ahead, heading up the trail. You can see the peaks up ahead, lit by the early morning sun. We're going to summit at the saddle below Ross Peak, hopefully by noon today. And then we'll have 11 more miles to the finish line tomorrow. On we go. Give you a little sample of walking on the ICT here. That's my cup you can hear clanking around on my backpack. There's Jerry. Turning around to check on me. See if we can see him closer. There he is. Go frog, go. We have some interesting trail markers here left by Scott and Bev, who reached this point on the trail on the climb to Ross Peak and have taken a side hike off to one of the Ross lakes and left us, said they would leave us some obvious markers. This is one of them. Here's the next one. And there's Scott's cap there, along with the sign that says Ross Fork Lakes. So Jerry and I have come to the conclusion that Scott and Bev took this side trail. We can't figure out why. It just seems to, I don't know. Jerry's sitting over there right by an ICT sign. Amazing.
There's one behind you over there too.
And one behind us as well. So we can't complain about the signs on this trip. Here comes Jerry up the trail. I think he's giving dictation to his tape recorder.
Just making my own notes.
Let me get a close-up of your eye, Jerry, so we can have documentation of it. Yep, that's a beauty. That was from tent pole snapping him in the eye.
No, it was calls that hit me.
We're getting closer to the saddle, and this is looking at some of the jagged spires and turrets and of the Sawtooths. Really incredible to be here. Getting closer to the saddle. That's 9,200 feet up there. Maybe we've got another half mile to go to get there. And the camera just doesn't do justice, folks, to the amount of work it takes to get up here. But this is pretty incredible. I can't wait to talk to Jerry on top. This is a feeling that reminds me of when Jerry and I went up to the saddle above Hunt Lake up in northern Idaho, except with a trail. Now I've broken out of the trees and there's a little clearer view of the saddle. Ross Peak is up over this way. That's not the summit of it, but it goes on up to 9,700 feet. And Jerry's up there ahead of me on the trail somewhere. I don't think he's reached the saddle yet. But hopefully I'll get... Oh, there he is. Okay, now I see him. He's coming out of the trees up that last curve. Here he goes. Go, frog, go. Up to the saddle. Go, Jerry! Amazing. High point of the ICT. He's going for the top, folks. Just a few yards more. There he is. Now it's my turn to go up there and join him. There's a really good sentinel shot up there. Wait for the camera, Jerry.
In the trees.
Up close?
Yeah,
Or can you see
yeah,
it from here?
I hiked into it.
Oh, okay.
I
You were
came up to the
exploring.
ridge and then I came over this way,
I see. Okay.
found the lake, and then I went
Okay.
back and there's a trail leading down through the clearing back
Right.
down to the road, or
Okay.
the other
Main.
trail.
Main one.
Yeah,
Looking down on Ross Lakes down there.
Neat.
for future hikers, there's a good camp down there.
And a look at the past. Last couple of days when we came down
Just to join.
Yeah. that's
came
the
down the
Valley.
North Fork
Yes, there you go. One,
of the
two,
Ross Fork
three, four,
drainage,
probably that fifth one with the red
and
on it,
then we
the
came
backside of
up
it, maybe?
part yesterday and the rest today
Oh,
up
no, I
the
think
South
that's-
Fork of
Follow
the
the
Ross
thing.
drainage,
See the
Yeah.
headwaters way up there?
and
Yeah.
looking down you can see
That
the
looks like a
and came
continuous
along.
ridge going out there.
Mattingly.
see the path coming up,
Wow.
switchbacking up the hill.
Covered a lot of territory, but
Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
very cool.
Got you guys up there.
We got 10 miles to go, and I may not stop smiling.
We hope you don't.
Well, Jerry, you've